Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tamara, the Paper and Pen Girl. Wanted to come and do something really exciting. Well, at least it's exciting for me. I don't like to budget, but this is exciting. This makes it exciting for me. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Leave me a comment while you subscribe so that I can say hello and welcome you to the channel. If you are not new to the channel, welcome back and thank you for sticking around with me. Now, 2018 is just a couple days away, so I wanted to go ahead and start preparing my budget for that. And it's a process. It's always a process to prepare a budget. I'm sure if you're interested in doing that, you've watched lots of videos on it and, you know, jot down some ideas maybe of what you can and cannot do, what you will and will not do, and what items are going to help you to accomplish your goal, whatever your goal is for your budget. So I'm now in the, I would say almost phase one of preparing my budget. And if you'd like to come along with me, that would be great. Now, phase one of preparing the budget for me is tracking all expenditures, every single one. So whether it's bills that automatically come out of my account, automatically billed to my card, or things that I go and spend with cash or out of my checking account. All of those need to be accounted for. And that can be a tedious process. An easy way to do that would be to get your statement, your bank statements, your credit card statements from the previous month and go ahead and write that down and use it to do the tracking. However, for me, I'm also going to be doing a little bit of rearranging for January, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. And so I can't really use November, all of November, and of course December. You have holiday purchases, etc. So things are going to be off for those months. So come January, things are going to get back to normal. So I'll only be using things that are fixed expenses right now, or fixed debts, etc. So as I go along, as I am spending, I'm going to be tracking for the month of January and the remainder of December, because I pretty much don't have a lot of stuff left to purchase. Now it's payback time for those purchases that I did make. So with all of that being said, I will be using the Spend Well Budget Planner by Me and My Big Ideas. When I saw this, I was already in love. The cover, yes, I'm loving it. It's absolutely beautiful, and the box is silver foiling. Silver is my favorite kind of foil. I've learned to appreciate gold foiling as well, but silver is my favorite. Spend well, love that, because we all wanted to go ahead and try to spend well. The color combination also goes well with the planner that I already have, which is the Daydreamer planner, which I will not be changing. This Daydreamer planner is, oh my gosh, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I love the mint green rings. I love every single thing about that planner. I don't know if there's one complaint that I can find that I can't adjust or fix to make better. So we're going to get into what I have set up so far. It's not completely set up, like I said, because it's a process. So the month of January, from now to January will be putting in those expenditures as well, and seeing how the sheets are going to function for me. I do not have every single page out of the month in here, and I will show you what I changed and to make sure that it worked how I needed it to work. I still do have the cover in my overall planner because it makes it easier for me to just get to that section, and the cover was just too pretty not to use. It was just too beautiful not to use. So on the front, I have my Daydreamer cover, and then when you open the Daydreamer cover, you will see the Spend Well. So if I need to get to that section, I have one of two ways, which is to go over to my Spend Well cover, or I do have a, what is this, divider, clear divider that I did insert in here that will take me directly to where I need to be for that particular day. So when you open the cover, you do have the dashboard, and I love this little piggy bank. I really love this little piggy bank. You do have the cover. I'm not going to be putting anything on here because my name is already on the front page of the other planner. I'm not going to glue this to that because I may need to take this out and put it in another planner, but still keep the cover. So I'm not going to do that. I do have a plastic envelope in here, or pocket folder. This one was inside of another, inside of something else, another spiral bound folder, and I just cut it out and punch the holes in it and put it in here. I like the slinkiness of it and the fact that it is plastic compared to using one of the other dividers. So this works. I have two of them, one in here and one in another section up here. Now, I did take out some stickers out of my value pack, sticker value pack from Me and My Big Ideas as well, because I know that I'm going to be using these in my budget planner, and I'm not going to use them anywhere else. I've had them for a while and not use them anywhere else. Couldn't figure out what to use them for, so I know I'm going to use them in my budget planner, so I just put them in here. I have this sheet right here. Then I have this sheet right here. And as I use them, I'll go ahead and just replace as necessary. I have this one right here. This one right here. I'm not going to use that play date. I'm just going to cut that off. And all of these are pretty good to use in the budget. Pay bills. The steps, I'm also not going to probably use that for now. So I'm just going to cut that off and use them inside of the planner. So let's put them back in the order in which I had them in. All right. And they go back in here. And it does not make this planner bulky at all. Also, what I do put in here is if I have something that I'd like to purchase, I go ahead and stick it in there. If I have a receipt that I need to maybe make sure I reconcile, I put it in there. Things like that goes in here. Anything that have to do with the budget. I love this dashboard, and it says the secret to getting ahead is getting started. Absolutely love that, and it's by Mark Twain. The color is vibrant. I love that. So then you get to the month. Now the month I'm going to be using to put the my bill dates. Usually I do not do that. Most of my bills are auto paid out of my account. Some of them are weekly, some of them are every 2 weeks. So the process that I'm going to be going through now is to try to get them paid every 2 weeks, all of them on a every 2 week schedule instead of a weekly schedule. So that way it will decrease the amount of transactions or line items that are coming out of my account. And then that would make it easier for me to be able to use the bill tracker, because who really wants to write the same thing 4 times a month? What I will say about me paying the bills every 2 weeks or every week, it has worked out really well for me. I have no complaints whatsoever about it. And so if my changing that is going to cause a problem, I'm going to revert it back to it. Plus, I'm also changing accounts. So the account that I'm currently using for paying all of my bills, all of these are now going to go into a new account. So I have to set up all of those bill pays. I have to make sure all of those things get transferred properly by January. So I have a big task ahead of me. And so this might take January and February for me to get these things together to make sure that everything is set how it needs to be for the rest of the year. So keep tuned, stay tuned with that. Another thing that I'll also be doing, so that I'll, let you know now. Let's say I have this bill that's due here on the 4th, which is a PayPal credit, and it's going to be almost a one-time bill because I normally pay that off in full. I just use the PayPal credit to pay for something that I don't want to have access to my account, and then I'll go ahead and pay them back for that. So that will be a one time. But whenever the due date is, if it's due on the 4th, I am going to be putting the bill on the 3rd. So that way, when I look at it, I'm always a day ahead. So that way it will be paid. It will be paid ahead of time or on time. And these are only bills that are not already pre-scheduled. These are things that are not pre-scheduled. Things that are already pre-scheduled, they'll go out through the bank payment system. So I wouldn't have to worry about that. That's having people. I love having people. So that's my monthly, which will just have the bill due dates. And I'm not sure what else I will be putting on the monthly, but I will probably be putting a few other things on here, such as if I did have a no spend day, I'll put that no spend day on there. If I did go ahead and deposit the money that I was supposed to deposit to my savings, I'll go ahead and put that on there. And so I'm going to see how it flows best as I go along using it. So that's the monthly calendar. Now we get on to the back of the second half of the month calendar. The back of that page usually starts the month week on 2 pages. Now with this, I knew that I was not, from using this layout November and December and it not working for me, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to have all of it in this planner and it continued to work. It just was not working for me to be able to track my daily spendings. That is not a method that's going to work for me. So I have to figure something else out for that. So what I have decided to do with this page is, as with a lot of pages in my planner, is make it a fluid page. What do I mean by a fluid page? Okay. So the numbers 1, 2, 3, or whatever the dates are, sometimes there probably won't be any dates here either because of when the first of the month falls. This doesn't matter. I could cover this with washi tape. What I'm going to put on here is, remember I listed the PayPal credit on the month? I'm now going to be putting like the PayPal credit here. I'm going to be putting what made that total what it was. So I did go ahead and buy some planner covers for myself and washi that I did not have. And this is my very first Mambi purchase. Yay! On their website. It was such a good deal that I really had to make sure that I get that. So I'm going to be listing individually what made this total. So I have that, and then I did make a purchase at Michael's. This is when I bought my mother some planner and some washi. So this was a gift for my mom. And so I need to go ahead and make sure I pay this off. It's due on January 4th, and I'll be paying it off before then because I don't think PayPal credit charges you any interest at all, but I'm going to pay that off. Also, I had a previously paid off my Kohl's, but I did go ahead and purchase a few things on here. So I want to go ahead and break it down. I went ahead and I bought something. This is for a friend of mine. I bought that. She did give me the money back. So I did go ahead and pay that back right here. So my balance is $289.59. And a part of this was actually a gift for someone as well. And so I'm going to be separating what was the gift, what was not the gift. And I had a previous balance on there, so I have to check and see what I had purchased to bring that previous balance. The reason why I'm doing it this way is so I can see whether my purchases were a want, a need, what kind of a purchase was it? Was it just a right now spontaneous purchase? Was it a planned purchase? So this space will give me access to be able to go into more details about the purchases and things that I do for that particular month. This is only for the month of January. I put these here because these will be paid off in the month of January as well. So by February, I will not have these things unless I purchase something else at Kohl's. So I won't have these things here. So I can list those items that are going to be paid off for the month, and I can also list things such as birthday. There is a birthday coming up later in the month, which is why it's at the bottom. So and here's my budget, our budget for this particular birthday. We usually try to stick with that budget for all of the birthdays, excepting mine, of course, because I'm grown. I am grown, okay? And so grown folk get grown folk budget for their birthday as long as it's within the confines of said budget. So last year I did 40 days of celebration for myself. That doesn't mean that I bought things for 40 days. That just means that I did something special for myself intentionally every day for 40 days. And I intend to do the same again this year for myself. And I'm going to be planning to do something like that for my husband as well this year. So that's going to be in my goal planner. And boy, oh boy, it's going to be a task trying to find something to do for 40 days. But with the help of Pinterest, I know that I can come up with some things that I can do. So back to this, we have a birthday that's coming up. Here as well. And then normally we also do have potluck at church on the second Sabbath. So we go ahead and I'll make sure I'll put a budget for potluck. I have not previously been budgeting for potluck, but since I want to make sure that I'm accounting for every dollar and every spend, so I'm going to need to now put that here. I'm also going to need to put the children's lunch money because they do eat at school most of the time. So I'm going to have to put their lunch money there. And especially our older son who's in college. He's going from home this semester. We did not get him the meal plan because after we calculated, it worked out to be better for us to just give him money. And he can get lunch wherever he wants to on campus. So we're going to have to budget for that. So those are the kind of things that I'll put on this side of the page. And I'm just putting some notes to myself here. And it says add other debts and balance it with the balance and the due date that will be paid off for that month. So only that month's things that will be finished, done with. I will not see Kohl's or PayPal credit in February. It's not a recurring thing. So I won't see that there. Then track all other credit card debts on another sheet in Excel. I'm going to make an Excel document for all those other things. And I'm going to make let me put this on here. I'm going to make an Excel document for all those other things and keep it moving like that. Let's put this here so I can have it. Pardon. Sorry about that, guys. So here is the savings goal on this side. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with this yet. All I know is I love this page and it was not going to be going anywhere. It had to be in the planner. And so I love that page. On the next page is a whole lot of sticky notes. And this is the monthly budget page. And so as I'm pre-writing the things that I do have on here, I want to make sure that I pre-write them before I actually write them in the spots, just to make sure that those are the bills I have and where they need to be. So that's what this page is for. It's going to be just like the regular monthly budgets where I'm going to be putting the light, the gas, the water, etc., the car gas. And of course, here I have kids' lunch. So all of the fixed expenses and bills, and then all of the variable ones are going to go here as well. Now, so I'm writing down everything I have as I come across it. I just have extra paper here just in case I need to make any notes. Of course, my clear divider. I love clear dividers because I can still see on both sides. I love that as well. Now this is, let me take this out, another clear sheet of paper under here. And then the very next thing is my expense tracker. Now, this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to decrease the amount of transactions that come out of my bank account, because I do not want to go over this amount of lines on a monthly basis, if at all possible. I'm also going to be allocating a certain amount of money towards groceries, a certain amount towards gas, etc. So I'm going to kind of just do miscellaneous expenses, I should say. So this will be miscellaneous expenses. Miscellaneous expenses are going to be anything that's not on this page. So that's number one way to reduce it, is anything that's not on this page, because this we'll already have calculated, accounted for, taken out our money for. And this right here would be, okay, so this is what your balance is after you've accounted for all of this. Put the balance up here, and then just keep on writing what I purchased, the date that I purchased it, and what category it was purchased from. So let's say one of the thoughts that I had is, if I purchase with credit card, then I'm going to put a checkbox inside. I'm just going to put a square checkbox inside of the credit. And if I go ahead and repay it from my savings account or wherever I pay that credit back from, then I go ahead and shade it in. I will have a certain amount of budget for food, but I'm not going to take out the cash for food. I'm just going to use my card. So if I use my card, then I'm going to square that. I'm going to shade it in that, okay, I did buy this at this grocery store on this date, but I did send the payment from my account already. So that is what I'll be doing on this side. Now, initially, this sheet was the other way. So this side was this way, right? Because that's how it came. And what I did was I just took it out and punched the holes on that side and snapped it in because I need to be able to see these two pages together. My brain is very funny. When you split certain things up, it's not able to paste it together when you split certain things up. So I needed it to be together on the same page. And I needed this to be on the right-hand side. I know. But I needed this to be on the right-hand side as well. I'm a right-hand writer. Not that it matters because we pull this thing out in order to write on it, but I needed it to be on this page. And so I just went ahead and made it so that it worked for me, which is what you'll do with your planner. Do it so that it works for you. I went ahead and I just put washi tape, beautiful washi tape on this side, so that I still have some pretty in this planner as well. The colors do make it pretty and beautiful, but I have some extra. And I won't be doing anything too fancy, probably not, until I get, you know, a little bit more used to it. Then I'll probably do something a little fancier. But this works, it coordinates for me, and I like it. Now, the back of this page, if I have any additional notes, additional thoughts to myself, I'm going to write that here. I could use this to put a little bit more decoration if I needed to decorate this, if I need to, you know, what worked this month, what did not work this month, and how can I make next month better. I could do stuff like that for myself here as well. So that's going to be this section. And that's how I am going to be pretty much using the Spendwell budget planner. I'm not going to make it too complicated. At this point is just trying to get the information in the planner where I need it to be. I have January and I have February in here. I have not put anything on the monthly for February as yet because that's still to be determined. Same exact layout as January. You see the dates are different. But that doesn't matter. I have not made any changes to this. This is how it was in the beginning, where the bill pay checklist is on this side. The difference is January dashboard had the jar instead of this bill pay checklist, right? So I have a bill pay checklist, have the monthly budget, the expense tracker, because I did go ahead and punch the new holes here. I left the old holes right there so you can see. So that's the old section, and I'll just be using washi tape to cover that up. I am not sure exactly what the bill pay checklist will be used for. If you have any idea what I can use this bill pay checklist for, please list it in the comment below. But I don't think I need it for a bill pay checklist. And I'm not going to need that. But I'm not going to rule it out completely, but I don't think I will. So something else will need to go here. And so that's what it will be from month to month for now. So I will probably put maybe 3 months in here, because even with this, the planner is still pretty small. It's not that big. See that? It's still quite small. I still have a lot of room on this ring. And that's 3 planners that are in here. I have some sticky notes. I just put the sticky notes here on the front of the Daydreamer cover. I'm not putting sticky notes anywhere else. That's too much maintenance for me. So I'm just keeping it right here. So here I have the Daydreamer cover and the intro sheet. But when you turn over, I have the Faith Planner. So the Faith Planner, I do have December, and so that's only 1 month in here. Then you go over from the Faith Planners. There's a second folder, and I have my everyday planner. This is next week. I'll be setting up next week pretty soon, so I just moved my dashboard. And I have 3 months of this in here. So I had December, January and February to set up. So after that, then I have 2 months of this budget in here. So 2 months, 3 months, 1 month. This is 6 months worth of planner that's in here. And it's still pretty good. I am in love with the deluxe cover now. I recently purchased this. I did do a video on them and it was kicking up a little bit before, but now that it's gotten, you know, everybody has gotten used to each other and they're in a beautiful relationship together. They're loving each other and I'm loving them loving each other. Okay. It is absolutely beautiful and I love that. So without making this video too long, let me know what you think of the budget section. Let me know if you'll be using a spend well budget and how you'll be using it. Will you be using the monthly sheets and the weekly, or you know, how you'll be using yours? Thank you so much for watching and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. It is Friday and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.